Welcome to the story. Don't forget to like, subscribe and support me. The night sky was a tapestry of stars, but tonight, all eyes were drawn to the radiant silver moon. Its luminescence bathed the ancient temple in a soft, ethereal glow, casting long shadows that danced with a flickering torchlight. The air was thick with anticipation and the faint scent of incense, a testament to the solemnity of the silver moon ritual. Maya stood at the center of the grand hall, her heart pounding in rhythm with the chants echoing around her. The temple, a magnificent structure of marble and adorned with intricate carvings, thrummed with the combined energies of the gathered human priests. Every silver moon, they performed this sacred ceremony to invoke the power of the ancient gods, ensuring humanity's supremacy among the other races. At 17, Maya was one of the youngest priestesses to ascend to her position. Her ambitions burned bright, fueled by dreams of power and recognition. She had studied the sacred texts diligently, mastering the rituals that had been passed down through generations. Tonight, however, felt different. There was an undercurrent of tension that even she couldn't dismiss. Brun, her dwarf protector, stood vigilantly by her side. His sturdy frame and unwavering presence were a constant reminder of the precarious balance between humans and the other races. Brun was not entirely comfortable with the rituals, harboring doubts about their true purpose. His loyalty to Maya was unwavering, yet his skepticism often put him at odds with the human priesthood's blind faith. Across the hall, Fiona, the elven sorceress, observed the proceedings with keen interest. Her kind eyes missed nothing, and her knowledge of ancient magic surpassed that of many elders. Fiona had come to the temple not just out of respect for the ritual but driven by her own quest to uncover its deeper secrets. She sensed a disturbance, a hidden layer to the ceremony that spoke of manipulation and control rather than pure devotion. As the final incantation resonated through the temple, the air shimmered with magic. Maya extended her hands, channeling the collective energy of her fellow priests. The ground beneath them seemed to pulse, reacting to the summoned power. Suddenly, a presence made itself known. The very essence of Adrian, the ancient god, materialized before them, his form both majestic and terrifying. Adrian's gaze swept over the assembly, his eyes locking onto Maya. "Humans," he intoned, his voice echoing with authority, "your reliance on my power binds you to a fate not entirely your own." Maya felt a chill run down her spine. This was the first time any of them had directly interacted with Adrian during the ritual. The ancient god's presence was both a source of their power and a reminder of the strings they were tied to. The ceremony continued, but Maya's mind was unsettled. She had always believed in the righteousness of their actions, in the necessity of maintaining human dominance to ensure survival and prosperity. Yet, Adrian's words planted a seed of doubt. Was their supremacy truly a gift, or a form of enslavement? Later that evening, as the temple emptied and the last echoes of the ritual faded, Maya found herself unable to shake the unease. She wandered the quiet halls, her thoughts racing. It was then that she stumbled upon a hidden chamber, a place she had never seen before despite her extensive knowledge of the temple. Intrigued, she pushed open the heavy door, revealing a room filled with ancient texts and relics. Among the dusty tomes, her eyes fell upon a scroll bearing symbols identical to those used in the ritual. As she unrolled it, the contents revealed a different narrative, one where the silver moon ritual was not merely a means of gaining power but a method of binding humanity to Adrian's will. The realization hit her hard. The ritual was not empowering them, it was controlling them. Meanwhile, Fiona had been conducting her own investigation. Her elven heritage granted her access to ancient libraries and hidden archives, where she had uncovered fragmented accounts of past rituals. The more she delved, the clearer it became that the ritual was a mechanism of control, ensuring that humans remained dependent on Adrian's power. Determined to confront the truth, Fiona sought out Brun. The dwarf had grown increasingly uneasy with the rituals, and his protective instincts made him a valuable ally. In the dim light of a secluded tavern, Fiona shared her findings. "Brun, we need to stop the rituals," she said, her voice steady. "They're not what they seem. They're a way for Edrian to control us, to keep humans in power by keeping us dependent." Brun rubbed his beard thoughtfully. "I've had my doubts for a while. If what you're saying is true, then we need to find a way to expose this. But it won't be easy. The priesthood is powerful, and they've trusted the rituals for generations." Fiona nodded. "I believe Maya is key to this. She's starting to see the cracks herself. Together, we might stand a chance." Back at the temple, Maya grappled with her newfound knowledge. She knew she couldn't confront the priesthood alone. Seeking counsel, she approached Brun, revealing the scroll and sharing her doubts. Brun listened intently, his stern expression softening. "This changes everything, Maya. If the rituals are a form of control, we need to act carefully. The priesthood won't take kindly to this revelation." Maya looked to Brun, determination shining in her eyes. "We need to unite the races, expose the truth, and bring an end to this cycle of manipulation. Only then can we achieve true harmony." The alliance between Maya, Fiona, and Brun marked the beginning of a fragile rebellion. They knew the path ahead was fraught with danger, but the stakes were too high to ignore. As they delved deeper into ancient lore and devised their plan, the tension among the races grew. Whispers of dissent began to spread, fueled by Fiona's discoveries and Maya's wavering faith. The days leading up to the next silver moon were filled with clandestine meetings and strategic planning. The trio worked tirelessly, aware that any misstep could lead to their downfall. They needed to gather evidence, rally support from other races, and confront the priesthood during the ritual itself. On the eve of the silver moon, the atmosphere was thick with apprehension. The temple buzzed with the usual preparations, but beneath the surface, a sense of unrest simmered. Maya stood at the forefront, her resolve solidifying. She had to confront not only the priesthood but also the ancient god that had held humanity in its grasp for so long. As the silver moon rose, brighter and more imposing than ever, the temple filled once again with priests and worshippers. The familiar chants began, echoing through the marble halls. Maya took her place, her hands trembling slightly as she prepared to channel the ritual's power. Brun stood guard, his gaze scanning the room for any signs of betrayal, while Fiona kept a low profile, ready to intervene at a moment's notice. The ritual commenced, the air crackling with energy. Maya felt the power coursing through her, the same sensation she had grown accustomed to. But this time, there was a different edge to it, an undercurrent of resistance. As the chanting intensified, Edrian's presence once more manifested, his form looming larger and more menacing. "Humans," Edrian's voice boomed, "you have called upon me once again. But do you truly understand the cost of your dominance?" Maya's vision blurred as she felt the pull of Edrian's influence. Memories, both her own and those of generations past, flooded her mind. She saw the rituals in their true light, acts of subjugation masquerading as devotion. The realization was overwhelming, but amidst the chaos, a spark of defiance ignited within her. Summoning every ounce of her strength, Maya broke the flow of the ritual. The chants faltered, and a hush fell over the assembly. All eyes turned to her, confusion and alarm etched on their faces. "What are you doing, Maya?" a priest demanded, stepping forward. "I can't continue this," Maya declared, her voice unwavering. "This ritual isn't about empowerment, it's about control. We've been enslaved by Edrian's power, and it's time to end it." Before the priest could respond, Fiona emerged from the shadows, her hands glowing with arcane energy. "Maya is right. The ritual binds us to an ancient god who seeks to dominate, not protect us." Brun stepped beside Maya, his stature imposing. "We've uncovered the truth, and we must take a stand. The time for blind obedience is over." Panic rippled through the temple as the priests realized the gravity of Maya's revelation. The air shimmered with tension, the very foundation of their beliefs shaking. Edrian's form began to waver, sensing the shift in control. "Foolish mortals," Edrian sneered, his voice dripping with disdain. You cannot defy me, your very existence is tied to my power. But Maya, Fiona, and Brun stood firm, their combined strengths challenging the ancient god's dominance. A fierce struggle ensued, magic clashing with divine power, the temple becoming a battleground of wills. The air crackled with energy as spells were cast and ancient incantations countered. Maya felt the weight of her decision pressing upon her. This was more than a mere ritual, now it was a fight for the very soul of humanity and the other races. She channeled her inner strength, drawing upon the knowledge she had gleaned and the alliances she had forged. With a decisive gesture, Maya disrupted the flow of the ritual, breaking the link between humans and Adrian. The connection that had bound them was severed, and the temple quaked with the release of pent-up energy. Adrian's form flickered, his power waning as the ancient bindings were undone. In a final surge of defiance, Adrian attempted to reassert his control, but the combined efforts of Maya, Fiona, and Brun proved too strong. With a blinding flash of light, the ancient god was sealed away once more, his presence dissipating into the ether. Silence settled over the temple, the echoes of the battle fading into memory. Maya stood amidst the ruins of the ritual, breathing heavily but victorious. The power that had once been a source of control was now dormant, freeing humanity and the other races from its influence. As the first rays of dawn broke through the temple's stained glass windows, the implications of their actions began to sink in. The ritual was over, and with it, the age of human dominance based on Adrian's power had come to an end. The path to a new era of equality and cooperation was fraught with challenges, but the foundation had been laid. Maya, Fiona, and Brun emerged from the temple, greeted by a world that was on the cusp of transformation. The other races, once weary and submissive, now looked to them with hope and anticipation. The bonds that had held them back were broken, paving the way for a future where power was shared, not imposed. As they stood beneath the fading silver moon, the promise of a harmonious future shimmered on the horizon. The journey ahead would require patience, understanding, and unwavering dedication, but together, they had taken the first crucial step towards a world united in diversity. Maya took a deep breath, feeling the weight of their victory settle around her like a mantle. The dawn light streamed through the stained glass windows, casting vibrant hues across the temple floor, now quiet and still after the tumultuous events of the night. She glanced at Fiona and Brun, each of them bearing the marks of the battle they had just endured, bruises, soot, and the exhaustion that clung to their muscles. Yet, their eyes sparkled with determination and hope. The immediate aftermath of the confrontation with Adrian was a whirlwind of emotions and actions. As the temple began to stabilize, the assembled humans, elves, and dwarves slowly emerged from their reverent and fearful positions. Murmurs filled the air, a mixture of confusion, relief, and tentative optimism. Maya stepped forward, her presence commanding yet gentle, and raised her hands to quiet the crowd. "Everyone, please," she began, her voice steady. "What we witnessed last night was a turning point for all of us. The ritual that has bound us is no longer a source of our power but a chain that has held us back. Together, we have the opportunity to build a future where all our races can coexist in harmony." Her words resonated with many, but there were still whispers of doubt and lingering fear. Brun approached, his presence adding a layer of strength to Maya's message. "We must not forget the lessons we've learned. This is just the beginning. We need to work together to ensure that such power cannot be misused again." Fiona stepped beside them, her eyes reflecting the wisdom of her elven heritage. "Knowledge is our greatest ally. We have uncovered the truth behind the rituals, but there is much more we need to understand. Let us form a council representing all races to guide us forward." The proposal was met with nods and murmurs of agreement. Slowly, the initial tension began to dissipate, replaced by a cautious sense of unity. Maya felt a surge of hope. Perhaps, for the first time, they could truly move beyond the ancient divisions that had long defined their relationships. Over the following weeks, the trio worked tirelessly to establish the new council. Meetings were held in various locations to accommodate representatives from each race, fostering a sense of inclusivity and cooperation. Maya found herself navigating delicate negotiations, her role evolving from a priestess bound by tradition to a mediator striving for peace. Fiona's extensive knowledge of ancient lore proved invaluable, while Brun's pragmatic approach and unwavering loyalty kept the group grounded. As the council took shape, old grievances began to surface, requiring careful handling. Some humans were resistant to the idea of relinquishing their established dominance, while elves and dwarves sought assurances that their concerns would be genuinely addressed. Maya, Fiona, and Brun worked diligently to bridge these gaps, emphasizing the mutual benefits of collaboration and the dangers of returning to old ways. One evening, as the silver moon approached once more, the newly formed council prepared for a different kind of ritual, a celebration of their newfound unity rather than a display of power. The transformation of the silver moon ritual was symbolic of the border changes sweeping through their world. Instead of invoking the power of an ancient god, the ceremony now honored the shared heritage and collective strength of all races. On the night of the new ritual, the atmosphere was markedly different. The temple, once a place of solemnity and power, was filled with joyous anticipation. Decorations from each race adorned the space, reflecting their unique cultures and traditions. Music and laughter echoed through the halls, a testament to the healing that was taking place. Maya stood at the center, her heart swelling with pride and gratitude. She glanced at Fiona and Brun, each of them playing their part in making this moment possible. The silver moon shone brightly above, its light now a beacon of hope rather than a source of control. As the ceremony began, representatives from each race shared stories and traditions, weaving together a tapestry of unity. Maya took her turn, speaking not as a priestess bound by ritual, but as a leader committed to fostering peace and understanding. "We have come a long way," she began, her voice carrying across the assembly. "Last night, we broke free from the chains that bound us. Today, we embrace the bonds that will unite us. Let this silver moon be a reminder of what we can achieve when we stand together." Applause and cheers filled the room, a sound that Maya had longed to hear. The ritual continued with dances, songs, and displays of each race's unique magic and craftsmanship. It was a celebration of diversity and cooperation, a stark contrast to the previous ceremonies that had sought to maintain dominance through fear and control. As the night progressed, Maya found herself reflecting on the journey that had brought them here. From her initial ambition and unwavering loyalty to the human priesthood, she had transformed into a leader advocating for equality and harmony. Fiona's relentless pursuit of the truth and Brun's steadfast protection had been instrumental in achieving this new era. The transformation of the silver moon ritual had far-reaching implications. Without the need to invoke Eterion's power, the humans no longer relied on an external source to maintain their status. Instead, their strength came from their ability to work together with other races, each contributing their unique talents and knowledge. This shift not only diminished human dominance but also empowered other races to step into roles of greater significance and leadership. In the days that followed, the Council continued to address various issues that had been neglected or exacerbated by the old power structures. Trade agreements were renegotiated to ensure fair distribution of resources, cultural exchanges were encouraged to promote understanding, and joint projects were initiated to rebuild areas that had suffered under previous conflicts. Maya's role as a mediator proved to be both challenging and rewarding. She often found herself navigating complex political landscapes, balancing the interests of different races while maintaining the fragile peace they had established. Her relationship with Fiona deepened, built on mutual respect and a shared commitment to their cause. Brun remained a constant source of strength, his loyalty unwavering even in the face of adversity. One afternoon, as Maya walked through the bustling market district, She overheard snippets of conversations that filled her with a sense of accomplishment. Vendors from different races collaborated seamlessly, sharing goods and stories. Children played together, embodying the unity that Maya and her allies had fought so hard to achieve. It was a sight that reassured her that their efforts were bearing fruit. However, not everyone was entirely comfortable with the changes. A faction within the human priesthood, led by a stern and unyielding priest named Thaddeus, resisted the new order. Thaddeus believed that the old ways were sacred and that abandoning the rituals was a betrayal of their heritage. He viewed the council's actions as a threat to human identity and sought to undermine the progress they had made. Maya knew that addressing these internal conflicts was crucial for the long-term stability of their society. She arranged a meeting with Thaddeus, hoping to find common ground and ease his concerns. The meeting was tense, with both sides firmly entrenched in their beliefs. "Thaddeus," Maya began, her tone respectful yet firm, "I understand your devotion to our traditions, but we must also recognize the need for change. The rituals were never meant to bind us but to protect us. Now, we have an opportunity to redefine our purpose and work together with the other races." Thaddeus regarded her with a mixture of skepticism and frustration. "You speak of unity and cooperation, but at what cost? Our rituals have preserved our power and ensured our survival. Without them, what protects us from the threats beyond our borders?" Maya met his gaze, her resolve unwavering. "Our strength now lies in our alliances, not in subjugation. By working together, we can face any threat that comes our way. Isolation and control only breed resentment and conflict. We have the chance to build a society based on mutual respect and shared goals." Thaddeus remained silent for a moment, the weight of her words evident on his face. Finally, he sighed, a gesture that signified a small step towards understanding. "Perhaps you are right, Maya. But change is difficult, and there are those who will resist. We must proceed with caution and ensure that our traditions are honored in this new era." Maya nodded, grateful for his willingness to engage. "We will honor our heritage by creating a future that upholds the values of all races. Let us work together to find a balance that respects our past while embracing the possibilities of the future." The meeting concluded with a tentative agreement to continue dialogue and address the concerns of those who still clung to the old ways. It was a small victory, but a necessary one in their quest for lasting peace. As months passed, the Council's efforts began to solidify the foundations of their new society. Educational programs were established to teach the histories and cultures of all races, fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation. Collaborative projects in agriculture, engineering, and magic harnessed the strengths of each race, leading to innovations that benefited everyone. Maya found herself at the heart of these developments, her leadership skills growing with each challenge she faced. She organized festivals that celebrated their diverse heritage, bringing together communities in joyous celebration. These events became symbols of their unity, reminders of what they had overcome and what they could achieve together. Fiona's role as the Council's chief scholar was equally vital. She delved into ancient texts and magical studies, uncovering forgotten knowledge that proved instrumental in the rebuilding efforts. Her insights helped bridge gaps between the races, providing solutions that were both innovative and respectful of their unique traditions. Brun, ever the protector, took on a role that extended beyond his duties with Maya. He became a liaison between the Council and the various warrior clans, ensuring that defense strategies were collaborative and inclusive. His presence reassured many that their new order would be secure and that their alliances were strong. Despite the progress, challenges remained. Natural disasters, lingering distrust, and external threats from neighboring realms tested their resilience. Each obstacle required the Council to adapt and work even closer together, reinforcing the bonds they had forged. Maya, Fiona, and Brun stood as pillars of strength, guiding their world through these trials with wisdom and courage. One particularly harsh winter tested their unity. Severe storms and freezing temperatures threatened their crops and infrastructure, pushing their resources to the limit. The council mobilized quickly, deploying teams from all races to assist those in need. Elven magic was used to protect vulnerable areas, dwarven craftsmanship rebuilt damaged structures, and human ingenuity developed new methods for resource management. During this crisis, Maya witnessed the true power of their unity. Communities that had once been divided now worked side by side, sharing knowledge and resources. The hardships they faced only strengthened their resolve to maintain their harmonious society. Maya's leadership was instrumental in coordinating these efforts, her ability to inspire others proving invaluable. In the midst of the winter's peak, an unexpected threat emerged from beyond their borders. Rumors spread of a dark force gathering strength, seeking to exploit the vulnerabilities of their newly formed alliance. The council convened emergency meetings, strategizing ways to defend their world without falling back into old patterns of domination and control. Maya, Fiona, and Brian led the defense initiatives, combining their strengths to prepare for the impending conflict. Fiona's deep understanding of magic allowed them to devise protective spells and countermeasures, while Brian organized the warriors into cohesive units ready to respond to any attack. Maya focused on maintaining morale and ensuring that all races remain united in the face of adversity. As the dark force drew closer, tension mounted. The Silver Moon ritual, once a symbol of control, now represented their collective strength and resilience. The council decided to hold a joint ritual, blending their magical traditions to create a powerful defense mechanism. It was a testament to their unity, a fusion of all their cultures working together to protect their shared home. The night before the confrontation, the atmosphere was charged with determination. Representatives from each race gathered in the Grand Hall, their differences set aside in the face of a common threat. Maya stood at the forefront, her heart filled with a sense of purpose. She looked to Fiona and Brian, drawing strength from their unwavering support. As the silver moon rose, its light once again bathed the temple in a serene glow. The ritual began, a harmonious blend of chants, symbols, and magical energies from all races. The air hummed with power, the combined efforts of humans, elves, and dwarves creating a formidable shield around their world. The dark force arrived with a fury that matched their own resolve. Shadows clashed with light as the battle commenced, the very fabric of their reality shaking under the strain of the unleashed magic. Maya felt the intensity of the confrontation, every spell and strike a reflection of their collective will to protect what they had built. Fiona's magic flowed seamlessly, countering the dark spells with bursts of pure energy. Brian led the warriors with unmatched bravery, his strategic mind and combat skills turning the tide in their favor. Maya herself tapped into the newfound strength within her, her leadership guiding the unified front against the encroaching darkness. The battle was fierce and unrelenting, pushing each of them to their limits. Yet, the unity they had forged proved to be their greatest weapon. The dark force, unable to withstand the combined might and unwavering spirit of the allied races, began to falter. Slowly but surely, the shadows receded, their power diminishing in the face of the radiant silver moon. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, the battle reached its climax. With a final surge of collective energy, the dark force was vanquished, its remnants dissolving into the ether. Exhausted but triumphant, the allied forces stood together, their victory a testament to the strength of their unity. The aftermath of the battle saw their world battered but not broken. The council worked tirelessly to rebuild and heal, their bonds stronger than ever. The successful defense against the dark force reinforced the importance of their alliance, proving that their cooperation was not only possible but essential for their survival and prosperity. Maya, Fiona, and Brian found themselves revered not just as leaders but as symbols of what could be achieved when differences were embraced and strengths combined. Maya's journey from an ambitious priestess to a unifying leader was complete, her role as a mediator and advocate for peace solidified. Fiona continued to uncover ancient knowledge, her contributions driving further advancements in understanding. Brun's steadfast protection and strategic prowess ensured that their defenses remained robust and their alliances unshakable. Years passed, and the world they had fought to protect flourished. The Silver Moon Ritual, now a celebration of unity and peace, became a cherished tradition that brought together all races in joyous harmony. The Council's influence extended beyond their borders, inspiring neighboring realms to seek similar alliances and fostering a broader era of cooperation and mutual respect. Maya often reflected on the journey they had undertaken, the challenges they had faced, and the victories they had achieved. She knew that their work was far from over, that the path to true harmony required constant effort and unwavering dedication. But she also knew that they had the strength and unity to overcome any obstacle that lay ahead. One evening, as the silver moon cast its gentle light over the rebuilt temple, Maya stood on the balcony, gazing out at the vibrant festivities below. The air was filled with laughter, music, and the mingling of different cultures celebrating their shared heritage. Children danced together, elders shared stories, and the bonds of friendship and cooperation were visibly evident in every interaction. Fiona joined her, a serene smile on her face. "It's beautiful, isn't it? All our hard work and sacrifices have led to this moment." Maya nodded, her eyes reflecting the joy and fulfillment she felt. "We've come so far, but there's always more to do. We must continue to nurture this peace and ensure that it endures." Fiona placed a hand on her shoulder. "We've built something truly remarkable, Maya, and with leaders like you, I have no doubt it will last." Brun approached, his presence a comforting reminder of their shared struggles and triumphs. "The future looks bright, thanks to all of us. But let's not forget the lessons we've learned. Unity and understanding are our greatest strengths." As they stood together, watching the celebration unfold beneath the silver moon, Maya felt a deep sense of contentment. They had overcome ancient curses, broken the chains of control, and forged a new path based on mutual respect and cooperation. Their world was no longer defined by dominance and fear but by the shared dreams and aspirations of all its inhabitants. In the years that followed, the legacy of their efforts continued to shape their society. The Council grew in wisdom and influence, guiding their world through periods of growth and prosperity. Conflicts were resolved through dialogue and compromise, their once fragmented society now a cohesive and thriving community. Maya's role evolved as well, her leadership inspiring others to take up the mantle of peace and unity. She mentored young leaders from all races, imparting the knowledge and values that had guided her on her journey. Fiona's research led to new discoveries that further enriched their understanding of magic and history, while Brun's strategic insights ensured that their defenses remained strong and their alliances unbreakable. The transformation of the Silver Moon ritual into a celebration of peace became a cornerstone of their culture, a reminder of what they had achieved and the potential they still held. It was a night filled with joy and gratitude, where all races came together to honor their shared heritage and look forward to a future filled with endless possibilities. As Maya stood beneath the silver moon, surrounded by friends and allies from all walks of life, she felt a profound sense of fulfillment. Their journey had been arduous, marked by challenges and sacrifices, but the rewards were immeasurable. They had built a world where unity thrived, where diversity was celebrated, and where the bonds of friendship and cooperation were the foundation of their society. Looking around at the smiling faces and vibrant celebrations, Maya knew that their story was just beginning. The future held countless opportunities for growth, discovery, and further harmony. Together, they would continue to write their legacy, ensuring that the lessons of the past guided them toward a brighter and more united tomorrow. And so, under the gentle light of the silver moon, their world stood as a testament to the power of unity, the strength of collaboration, and the enduring hope for a peaceful and harmonious future.